We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to fight to hold support and break through key resistance levels. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot at 8:45 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength on 42 vision, and call options went up 130% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, trying to fight and hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into next week, what's going on with the inflow versus outflow, and bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I'm going to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular beyond expectations, and if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our Tesla bot. Our Tesla bot at 9:40 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength on 42 vision, and call options went up 80% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and we look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from bright green bars to white with red borders on Wednesday, and back up to bright green bars from white with red borders yesterday, and continuing to hit bright green bars, as I call the rip area, on 42 vision. Now, if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, under a bull indicator at around the 457.70 area after canceling out the bear indicator that popped up in the pre-market on the 30-minute, and it found support here in the middle of the day, bouncing back up and trying to retest the resistance and high of the day near 460, and it is trying to break through it here in the after hours. So far hitting 460.50, and the highest point of the day was 460.75. Now going into next week, it's going to be crucial and critical here for this resistance to be used as support and the bulls bounce off of it with strength. Now this is the 30-minute. If we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see in the bigger picture it has been under a bull indicator since yesterday at the 455.95 area. I would just round that up to 456, canceling out that bear indicator from around the 457.37 area, not that far off of where things found support in the pre-market and in the middle of the day. And it did drop back down a little bit below that bull indicator pop-up, but it never turned into a bear indicator, quickly came back up, and this bull indicator continued the staircase effect here within the bigger picture. We could see it here within the 1 hour chart, and it's going to be crucial and critical for the bull indicator to continue to dominate here on the 1 hour to further justify the strength here so far as it's going into the after hours, trying to retest the recent highs up here of 460.75. Now, if we go ahead and zoom into the volatility of the 15 minute, we could go ahead and see here how much bull and bear indicators have popped up in just today's volatility. Yesterday, a bull indicator on the 15 minute dominated for most of the day since the 455 area, a crucial area of support that we've talked about in previous videos. And today, it's popped up with bull and bear indicators, but in the second half of the day, a bull indicator popped up at the 459.63 level, not that far off of the resistance of the first half of the day. And here we are with it trying to fight to stay above it and pull away from it. Now we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into next week and what's going on with the inflow versus outflow. Here we are with the SPY stock, the SP500 index, with outflows dominating in the first half of the day in the pre-market. And you could see that sharp drop from 458 down towards 455. It used it as support again, brought itself back up, and inflows crossed over into the opening in the first half of the day and quickly started to pick up and dominate over the chart for the rest of the day. Now, outflows have slightly started here in the after hours, but it is still above the midpoint, and that's why the chart has not collapsed. And it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to stay above the midpoint to further justify any strength to the upside here on the 30-minute chart. Now, if we go ahead and zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, in the bigger picture, outflows never crossed the midpoint, right? Sharp drop here in the pre-market. That's when things dropped down, but the whole entire chart did not collapse, and it found support because those outflows slowed down right there at the midpoint. Inflows stayed dominating in that pre-market, and it switched from red to green, pushing itself upwards and hitting highs here into the end of the day and after hours of 2.75, staying green and pulling away from the midpoint with strength and reflecting that strength into these charts. Now on the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, when we zoom into the volatility of the 15 minute, we could see here how outflows crossed over, quickly crossed back up to the upside with strength, and inflows started to dominate in the first half of the day. And in this pullback, the chart didn't completely collapse because the inflows were still dominating. Even though they came down to 0.77, it brought itself back up, switched from red to green, and it hit highs here of about 2.03. Now, what's important here is in the volatility, the outflows have began again, and it brought itself down towards the midpoint. Inflows are trying to dominate, and they are, because it is above it, and they switched from red to green, but it's going to be crucial for these inflows to pull away from the midpoint to the upside with strength. If those outflows cross over to the downside, it could quickly start to reflect that weakness into these charts. Now, what are the key levels I would watch? Well, the first thing is support, guys. And the first support level is if these outflows cross over and it rolls that weakness over into the 30-minute as well, it will be 458. Then below that is the 456.50 area. And then below that level, I'll be watching the 455 to 454.50. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to pick up, pull away from the midpoint, continue reflecting that strength here into these charts, roll that strength over here into the 30-minute, switch it from red to green, pulling away from the midpoint, continuing that staircase effect, and the first resistance is the 462 level. As we're above 460, it needs to hold that as support, and then above 462, I'll be watching the 465 area. Now, these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial. I'm going to watch these inflow versus outflows very carefully on the 30-minute and especially in the volatility of the 15-minute as it's green and pulling away from it, and it's going to be crucial to hold itself up. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.